All right. Welcome back to Absolute Superman. This one's issue 2. So, we haven't really gone into the backstory yet of what happened on Krypton, but essentially, the world is getting poisoned. The scientists are terrible people that sent the L's down to the service class, and they are just figuring out that the world is going to die. So, with that, let's hop right in. Krypton, the Redlands, 6 years ago. Valnod, well done. Excellent examination of the Xeno Delta farming patterns. Roslo, perfect work on your history of the gold volcanoes of the Lurzen. Kal-El, I'm confused what you turned in here. Your stories about the dangers faced by loggers in the glass forests of Eureka is quite descriptive, but it doesn't appear to employ any generative text at all. You did this source directly from the Cleric's Luminarium, right? No, I wrote it. What? I wrote it. What do you mean you wrote that? The Luminarium contains all knowledge of the Science League from throughout Krypton history. You can answer any question we might ever ask. Why would you? I'd like to talk to your parents after class. So it seems our Superman is a good, general, smart whippersnapper, just like his parents. But keeping on to Brazil, current day, Earth. Kal-El, get on your knees. You're being detained by the authority of the Lazarus Corps. On your knees. Kal-El, you have to go. Okay, I will. Lois Lane has him handcuffed at the end of issue 1, and now he's just like, I don't care about this lady. What are these cuffs made out of? How do I get them off? You are weakened. You are vulnerable here. I'm chuffed to her. What do you want me to do? Soul rip her arm off? He just doesn't understand basic human language. So Soul is the AI in the suit, apparently, that helps regulate the sun flow and his energy. Soul says, I will deal with these handcuffs. Don't hurt her, though. Cal, I'm not the one you should be worried about. And we see the agents pull up, freeze in the name of Lazarus. But they just start firing, even with Lane there. So he just freaks out and jumps away, and his cape appears. His cape is not made out of a normal cape. We'll explain what it is, but it shields them. Fascinating. This metal reforms itself as quickly as I can sever it. This will take some time. And Lois keeps shooting him in the face. Hey, can you quit doing that? Now you're talking. Yes, because you're making it very difficult for me to save you. Lois says, Lazarus doesn't want you dead. Just give up, and this will all be over. But Superman starts talking to Soul again. The Chuffs use the dust to hold on to her. Let's get out of here. Hey, pretty lady, don't let this tear you in half. And he just jumps and flies away, with Lois being covered by the dust of his cape. And then the Peacemakers follow in a flying airborne tank. They grant permission to the Peacemakers to chase them. Brainiac's system suggests chemical rounds, and they shoot out some missiles saying peace at all costs. They're just going all in on the Peacemakers. If you don't know who Peacemaker is, watch the TV show on HBO. Season 2 will be out in like a month. Essentially, Christopher Smith, he will do everything for peace. These guys seem to just be an army based off of Christopher Smith. He is the main guy in charge, I'm pretty sure. We will see more of him later. But Superman and Lois get shot out of the air, land down into Brazil, unharmed, by the way. The cape protected them. And then Lois shoots him in the face again. This is Agent Lane. Suspect leaped the line approximately 8 miles to the town. Superman jams her transmission. I saved you several times, and you want to arrest me for it? No, you willingly endangered my life by trying to escape lawful custody, which you're not going to do. You endanger everyone by being whatever the hell you are. Well, I'm just another child of the dirt trying to get by. Well, you're a hippie who's bulletproof, who can jump really far. Is it the suit that makes you special? Whose soul? People have a right to know. Since when does Lazarus give a damn about anyone's rights? We're all just a bunch of livestock to people like you. Well, you don't know anything about me. You're arrogant, cares only about themselves, angry at anyone who you think isn't as smart as you, which is usually everyone who opens their mouth in your vicinity. You're everything that's wrong with your planet. Whoa! Big spoilers that he's an alien to her. And Soul agrees. Stop talking, Kal-El. Quit. Shut up, dude. My planet, huh? She's not worth talking to anyways. Would you get these cuffs off already? Where's your planet, Superman? And then a big boom goes off. The tank followed. Get somewhere safe. Do you see this? This is what Lazarus thinks of us. These people are not your playthings. And he just throws a car and smashes down the tank. A flying tank is crazy, by the way, the Hella Tank. But these are the people of steel. The sunstone dust will shield you, but in the town, a bunch of people are getting injured by this battle with Superman. So he does the normal thing that Superman will always do and goes and helps people. Lazarus Field Agent After Action Report. My first thought was that it had to be the suit, but while the subject advanced battle suit does display otherworldly properties, possibly including some level of sentience, other direct observation, this agent can say with profound certainty, it isn't the suit. This Superman is plenty super on his own. The full extent of the subject's power remains uncharted. It is my impression that even he does not fully understand the limits of his abilities, as if this is all relatively new to him as well. In some ways, Superman is very much still a boy, one who hasn't yet fully deciphered who he is. In other ways, he's every bit a man, with an ethos that seems unshakable. So this gets into the core of Superman being Superman. Just like we've seen with Absolute Batman and Wonder Woman, at the end of the day, they're good people because they are good people. Superman is similar. Because he's had a terrible life, it doesn't matter that that terrible life happened. He hasn't been shaded by it. He's still a good individual. He still reflects goodness. But also what I love about this Superman is that they seem to he's super downplayed. He's super not as powerful as our regular one. He can't fly yet, is what it seems like. He can jump tall bounds, if that works. Just like old day Superman, couldn't fly, just jumped super high. That's kind of where we're at with this one. But man, is that cool panel of him saving everybody, shielding them with his cape. Oh, that ethos, unshakable, is a crazy bar. But Superman protects them. It's okay, don't be afraid of the dust. It's going to heal you now, and he covers their wounds with it. Subject switches from a shy, soft-spoken demeanor to a more confident, commanding presence, depending on the circumstance. Without either face it coming across as an affection, this feels like a man who cannot help but be earnest. So he's even got that Clark Kent personality of shy. It's just a natural part of his personality. Who could never lie, even if he needed to. We know that from the other sightings that he's traveled the globe, speaks multiple languages, but somehow he still has the air of a lost child, of a life in some way interrupted, of a son without a home. A deep mistrust of authority seems ingrained. Suspect will provide quite difficult to coerce or apprehend. Despite repeated attempts, this agent never had the chance. Suggested course of action is to further study. Intense study. I hereby formally request a full-time Superman assignment. Agent Lane's private notes. He smelled like oak barrels full of burgundy. Stored for 1,000 years in a musty basement. He smelled amazing. But he thanks her for the help. And she says, well, I didn't know. You're welcome. And he responds, there's a place in the Arctic Ocean, Svalbard. Islands more polar bears than people, where the sun sometimes shines for days on end. But when it's night, you can see more stars than you can possibly imagine. So many of those stars are orbited by nothing but chunks of rock and methane. Do people have any idea how precious a place this is? I'm a child of one of those suns, of nothing. My planet was called... And before he finishes, Soul cracks the lock, and he's like, oh, I'm fucking out of here, and just leaves. And Lois Lane sits there in bewilderment. She is fascinated with Superman. With classic Lois Lane and Clark Kent. And Brainiac says, you are alone with the subject for an extended period of time? What is your frank and honest appraisal of Superman? How grave of a danger would you rank the subject on a scale of 1 to 10? And she replies, I wouldn't rank him as a danger at all. He's incredibly powerful, yes. Still raw in some ways, but I think he's not looking for a fight. He doesn't strike me as someone we ought to. Ranking of 8. It's an AI system, not the real Brainiac so far. Do you feel that the threat he poses warrants neutralization, or can Superman be controlled? I think he can be controlled. Okay, cool. Termination. No, computer, listen to me. Your after-action report's done. Brainiac algorithm thanks you. And Brainiac's watching. So Brainiac is going to find Superman, and he's probably going to just kill him or do something. Whatever he wants. Brainiac's a menace. And we don't know anything about Brainiac. He could be just a super smart scientist from this world, or he can be from another world that we don't know yet. Brainiac's crazy. But the man comes in. I'm not done with my report. Well, Brainiac says you're done. I know it's an automated system, but You don't understand. This guy walking through fire with him, dust in my hands. I need to write the report myself. But you hate reports. Nobody hates writing reports more than you. Yeah, I know that. Well, you yelled at me for 30 minutes when I asked you to write a motor pool request. But this one's different. It's important that I get my thoughts down. My thoughts, not brainiacs. Whatever. Just bring back the real Lois Lane. So this Lois Lane hates reporting, but she loves it, or she loves Superman so much she's willing to do it. Oh, we're so back. We're picking up. Oh my goodness, this is so good already. Krypton, then power outage. Come on, Crypto, let's hurry before the clerics decide to turn the lights back on. And then we see the parents talking. Do you think this is worth it? Has this field been studied? You mean outer space? Jor, I built this when I was 12 years old, but the numbers hold up. The design is solid. A space suit and a rocket ship all in one. I believe this will work. We're going to just need a lot more sunstone. This prototype was meant for a child. So that seems to be what Soul is. Soul is a suit and a spaceship designed to protect Kal-El, to protect a child. And Jor-El says, I'll handle the sunstone. I can mine it myself. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We haven't even finished testing the core samples. I know, Lara, but we have to be prepared for the absolute worst. We need a plan before we go to the clerics. But you know the clerics won't listen to us. You know that. Yes, but even if they did, it would take years to build enough ships to save all of Krypton. But if I'm right, we don't have years, so we gotta make them. They're scientists. They can't deny what the truth is. But we're only miners and mechanics from the Redlands. They're the Science League. The truth is what they say. If they won't listen, and Jor-El says, if they won't listen, then I'll steal all the sunstone I can carry. You build a ship big enough to hold everyone we love, and then we go. We hold each other fast with all the steels in our hearts, lava in our veins, aim for the stars. And spoiler alert, doesn't look like they're on Earth right now. It looks like it's just Clark Kent, and I don't see Crypto either, so I'm guessing Crypto dies. I'm so sorry, Crypto. We pick up Superman's walking to join the Omega Men, or at least go visit them, but he's on his own going to Venezuela. Lois Lane says, man, that felt pretty good. Written by Lois Lane. But we also pick up with the Peacemakers. It's Christopher Smith. Hey, shouldn't you be with the medics? Yeah, all he did was look at us. It wasn't no big deal. Superman didn't really do anything to us. Well, it's been some crazy things since I signed up with Lazarus, but nothing like that. The hell was that guy? Don't matter. I'm sure that these random bystanders are hiding his location from us. We gotta teach them. Teach them that peace has a price. And he just kills them. So Christopher Smith is a terrible person, as always. Not a good man, like the HBO show. Yeah. So that's the end of issue 2 of Absolute Superman. Oh, it's really good. We're picking up. Yeah. Thank you for watching, enjoying. However you choose to enjoy this. Yeah, we're going to do issue 3 next. And we need to do... Is there any other Absolute series we haven't touched? Oh, Flash. Yeah, we got to do Flash eventually. Yeah. Peace out.